Hello there everyone, this is IronMark3 and welcome back to FortressCraft Evolved, where I'm continuing to see just how quickly I can get set up and started, as basically a walkthrough and a look at the very start of this game, just see how quickly I can do. I've let this go for like 5 minutes or so, something like that, not very long at all, since the end of part 1. Just enough to get some materials smelted up. So we've got full reserve of copper in here. We've got almost a full reserve of tin, but that's because I've been taking ore and throwing it into the smeltery. So we've actually been getting some material out of here. Yep. So if we look, I have got, by type, right now I have got 27 copper, 83 tin. So definitely a reasonable amount. You'd get this much basically if you just threw it in the smelter and then wandered off for a little bit and then came back again, which I haven't done, I should point that out, but basically I've just been standing here watching things burn. Such a glorious sight, isn't it? It stirs the evil genius in me. Oh yes. Nope, stop watching the fire. No. We need to continue. So, it is time. Let us do some researching. We need to get up to date. So, we begin with the black box research. Base building, because we want to start doing that. And then we need assembly machines, which, as you saw appearing in the top right, priority research assembly line machines. This will allow us to start automating and producing our next doodads. Do I need anything in here? Let's see. The absolute minimum required from here is the iron gear, the lightweight machine housing, and the lithium coil charger. Well, don't need that until later, actually. We can't make that with current materials. But we can't make iron gears actually with the current materials either, but we can make the lightweight housings, which we do need. So, yes. We can also make these mini hoppers, which store up to 10 resources. They don't transfer very quickly, but until we get access to iron and can make more storage class hoppers, these are the best we've got.
Crafting,
So,
crafting.
crafting. How many do I want?
Crafting.
10. Sure, why not? Just keep on going. So now, I've got all of that. So, let's see. What can I make in here? Yeah, here we go. We can make stampers, extrusion, coilers, and PCBs, iron gears, and lightweights. These things actually progress more or less uniformly. So I need a stamper plant before I can make an extrusion plant, extrusion before I can make a coiler, and then a coiler before I can make a PCB. Though, as soon as I've got the extrusion plant, I can make the lightweight machine housing plant. Technically, you can craft these materials without needing to lay down the automation, but it is, well, it is quite frankly better if you don't. Because some of these things, like I can make lightweight housing without, let's drop some tin in here, and I need to have a stamper plant first, so craft one of them. Drop it in here. It needs to go this way, and that will just compress the tin into tin plating, which was the requirement for the next one. So that is getting started. Are you still running? Yep, you're still very happily running. Jolly good. Let's lay down some more for the next thing. Don't worry, this is only temporary, just getting the first few bits and bobs up and running. Some iron plates, sorry, tin plate. Iron plate? I'd be very impressed if I had iron plate at this point. We want an extruder, which is tin plates, 3. Oh, I got the exact amount I required. Good. And then I'll just drop that down. No, not there. Here. However, I must point out here, if you're watching this thing fresh without any knowledge, that you must watch out what you feed into these machines, because they can take any material and make it into any product. So if I fed copper into this, it would be stamped down into copper plates. I think we need those later, but I could also feed tin into the extruder and turn that into tin wire, and so far I don't know if there's any need for that at all. So all it does is clog up your inventory space. I'm out of copper, let's dump some more copper into this. A full stack of copper loaded in. Yeah, I'm just using this right now because this is a basic, well, it's a standard ore smelter. It requires 2 ore to smelt things down. But the one you get given is a basic smelter. Here it is, basic ore smelter, and that requires 4 ore to smelt. So it's half the efficiency. Oh, you're done chewing on that? Okay, I'll give you some more tin. Thank you. And yeah, as you see, this one's full as well. So yeah, I need copper. Just a little bit of copper, a little bit of copper. I need some copper. Copper. There we go. Right. So I am smelting. Well, I'm not smelting. I'm actually stretching out copper to make copper wire at this point. And it's going out here and into here. And these are the 2 materials we need to make regular belts. I mentioned last time that I tried in the world that I streamed to skip the step where I was using these basic belts and just use the next belt up, which are the grey ones, which are much faster. But the problem is they require these 2 materials, tin plate and copper wire. And, if we show you here, one copper wire, 1 tin plate makes 1 belt block. Just 1. Well, for reflection, if I spend 1 copper bar, I can make 15 basic belt pieces. So, teeny tiny difference there. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Yes, come on, keep smelting. Now it says another critical research for me here. I'm just going to keep feeding these, make sure that they keep running. Copper belt, yeah, copper. There we go. And you require some more tin. I'm just feeding these because right now they've got such small hoppers on them. And that is actually a major problem. So this is just for efficiency at this point. I can do something else to help out though, which is, it's not appeared yet as a requirement. Where is it? Oh wait, I don't have the tech for it yet. Oops. I believe it is... Well, let's research power, those upgrades. Then it wants me to do mining upgrades. I'm just going to follow these very quickly. Build, there it is, forced induction kit. That's the one I was looking for. Forced induction kit, here we go. Lightweight machine housing, copper wire. Look, 20, that's why you need to automate this darn stuff. And then you can put this on top of here and it speeds the entire thing up. But right now, we need to get kind of moving a bit better. And I hate to say it, but maybe we should just go ahead and install the smelters and get things rolling. Yeah, that's probably the best idea. Right, smelters. One of these, yes. This is just full of tin. Let's remove that. Okay, how are you guys doing? Empty. Empty. Alright. You're full. Yeah, because really we want this stuff to be working while we are not here. And so... Should I just hook this thing up to the copper ore line? But the problem is this is double efficiency, but... you know what, whatever. Whatever. Let's empty that out. And I'm going to get this thing moving. We need some energy transmitters. Which I can use the basic ones right now, just as well. I can't make the more advanced ones yet. Okay, you're fine. Right. Let us super build some track. Remove you. I'm going to keep the ore in my inventory and I'm going to use that in a while. But I'm going to put down a smelter here. No. Let's put that here and here. We actually require the mini hoppers for this because they require 4 ore to smelt, remember, not 2. So mini hoppers need to be installed. Then we will build out. Is that far enough? Yep. And then we will build out here. Okay, so why have I done it like this? I have brought all this together so that I can feed it with a single power storage block. It's a good idea to have a power storage block on the smelters, because the smelters, they require a burst of power when they've got ore coming into them, and they are heating up for the first time. But then they tend to run and need less power while they're actually smelting. So they only need the higher power requirements only every so often. And so if you can give them a power reserve like this, then it will help them just get started up a little bit faster. Plus I can jumpstart it by feeding power directly into it as well. So feed power into this, and as you can see, it is now draining that power immediately, trying to heat up the furnaces. So I'm just jumpstarting the entire thing. Oops, didn't mean to throw a grappling hook there. So easy to... I just keep hitting that key sometimes. And normally when I go for the grappling hook, I actually throw out a flare. So, you know. I'm great at controlling this thing. Okay. Let's just draw a little bit more off here. And there we go. Okay, fully charged. And as you can see, it's now heating up. And these things can hold up to 10, so they can hold the 4 required. A logistics one would not be able to do that, by the way, because they can only hold 2. So don't need those anymore. That's all the required power. So let's see. I want a conveyor belt going through here and here. Then we will feed these into the machinery that we built just a little bit earlier. Now these things are going to be really slow, by the way, so there's no need for additional machines. That's the wrong one. I was always making copper plate there. You see why you have to be careful with this? I don't need copper plate at all. It'd be a waste of materials at this point. So yeah, that's loading in tin. It's almost heated up. Yep, and they are about ready to go. Yep, they are now producing bars. The thing is, though, I actually require bars as well. Yes, because I mean, I use things like bars for the. Oh, you've shut down. Okay, I need bars for making a whole load of basic materials. So what this is going to do, this is taking the bars and feeding them straight into the machines, which convert them into another material. Whoops. Stupid me. Stupid. No. Right. You are remove only. Yeah, but what it was doing was it was feeding. Basic mistake that. Don't mind me. I know what I'm doing. No, they were actually feeding back into the hopper which they were getting the ore from, and so it clogged up because it couldn't find enough ore. So there we go, a pair of logistics hoppers there to... Actually, you know what? No. It's better if a backlog builds up, which it will if you leave it alone a while, if you put in something with a high capacity, because then it'll provide extra storage for the extra material. And I'm also going to use these hoppers as a splitting point into another pair here. Oops. So do it like that. Because hoppers, they aren't restricted on the size they can output, so they'll output on those sides to storages to hold extra of just pure ingots. And they'll also come out these sides here, which will feed into the automation here, which I'll then feed into some more belts. Oops. And then that's another pair of hoppers here. So there we go. So those will smelt up the bars that are being loaded into the hoppers. Then they'll feed into these. Then these hoppers will just split them between the two. I think they prioritize this one. The problem is these guys are actually pretty darn slow. But they're building up a small stockpile of bars, and yeah, then they'll feed some stuff through into the next section here. So we'll do this again. We'll drop off some more splitting points. So it will unload into these. And then we also need some splitting points going on here. Because we've got... These things will require additional machinery, because we can build more machinery going forward. Let's see. Right. I should have enough for this now. If I get a... I can't get that because I've got... I need lightweight machine housing. If I built lightweight machine housing, it'll be twice as expensive. Like, so it's much, much better if I just build the flipping crafter for it. There we go. Now the problem is the crafter actually requires a massive amount of material. So much so that it actually requires its own separate hopper. Oh, I'm actually out of mini hoppers. I told you they were useful things. I'm using them in place of conveyor splitters and things like that as well. Plus they hold a bit of a backlog in the system, which is why I like them. Oh look, that one's full of ore. It's trying to smelt it, bless it, but it's out of power. Okay, you can have some of my juice. Here you go. Right. Okay, so this is the one that's producing tin plates, so it needs to go into a hopper here, and then that goes straight into a lightweight housing production site. And the problem is that this thing requires about, I think it's like 6 plates to produce one housing. So it's a sudden reduction. But if I was to craft that by hand, it'd be something like 12 plates or something like that. So, you know, much, much worse. And yeah, it's struggling to keep up a little bit right now. You know what, let's give it some more power. I can't make the next thing, but I've got plenty of bars on me. Actually, I better check you. Yep, you're down. Drop some ore in here. Wait, why are you down? No, wait, you were smelting. Alright. Alright. If I can build some more power transmitters to double up the rate, I need 3 of these.
Crafting.
I should build more though. Because I'll just plug this one into the power core as well. Like that. And then, if I build a side piece... I need some block here. There we go. Put a block on there. And then I will turn it. So there we go. Now we've doubled how much power this thing can draw from the core at once. Though, to be honest, these things are really rubbish. They're only basic power transmitters. They are so bad, but I've doubled the rate anyway. And as you can see, it's still draining all that power, but it is keeping going. It's doing better than it was. And now the belts are flowing okay. Wait, why are you jammed up? Why are you Oh, you just weren't heated up properly. Oh. Okay. Yes, you're add only. You're empty, but we know stuff's coming through you because you've jammed up your excess storage hopper. That's fine. Now you are having some problems. Maybe it's because I'm trying to feed them off a single one and they're not ready for that yet. Yeah, I think that's the issue. Okay, let's separate these for the time being anyway. It's a good idea, but you know, if you can't power it, then it sucks to be you. Let's give them each a battery. And then I can just drop one on top of this. No, wait, hang on. Where does that one go? It would have been more efficient if I hadn't done it quite like that, but okay. Right. Let's put one here. And put one on top of here. There we go, that's that one being powered. This one requires power as well. It's going to need a separate thing. So... you're going to the mines. Let's drop one here. And feed it like that. There we go. So there we go. Each furnace has now got its own battery. But when I get to the more advanced power transmitters, that would not have been necessary to do. But right now I do. Oh look, I'm full on tin plates, so now it's feeding straight into here. Which is going into here. Just waiting for the more material to make some plates. If I focus on it, yeah, needs 6 tin plates to work. Okay. Tell you what, I'll just dump some tin plates into this. I've got some excess on me. Tin plates. And then it starts to put that together. Yes, make frames for me. Unfortunately, I need a whole bunch of these things, so, you know, it'll take a while to build up that much. But hey, we've got some basic automation started out. I could put down a coil. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Heating for copper. Yeah, this thing is kind of struggling to get started, so I'll just keep on pumping some power into it. And I'm sorry for spending the entire episode like at the base, but I was just getting some initial automation running. Because next time I am digging a hole. Yes. I know, exciting, isn't it? Oh, good. There we go. Now it started up. They aren't really keeping up, are they? No, they are not. Well, the tin one's keeping up just fine at 1,100 odd degrees. The copper seems to need to be slightly higher, but it is actually working now. Or trying to, anyway. Yeah, the copper one seems to be struggling a little bit, but it is depleting its copper reserves, so it is doing something. It just wasn't getting enough power before. But yeah, this has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. And I'll catch you all some other time. Actually, you know what? I'm going to strip out this. This was an example thing. I'll strip out the power blocks here. Strip those out. Put in a relay there. That'll power the coal extractor. And that's given me 2 more power blocks, which I will now place on either side of the base, so that I can very easily recharge myself like that. So that's where I'd rather have them, to be quite honest. Just attached to the base. I don't need power reserves on these. So yeah, I can just look at it and go, ooh, power. Drain. Yes. Yeah. See you all later.